All right, we got another book, Coronados Children by Frank Dobie. I am just a girl who once searched for forest fence treasure, which led me down a rabbit hole I'm still happily lost in. It started when I watched the Netflix documentary Golden Greed, which inspired me to buy Justin Posey's book Beyond the Map's Edge. Yes, because I want to find his treasure he claims to have hidden somewhere in the western United States. While reading Beyond the Map's Edge, I came across the story of Victoria Peak. So naturally, I wanted to learn more about that. So I picked up the Gold House, which detailed the account of Doc Noss and the infamous treasure he supposedly found at Victoria Peak. And that's where I met the dreadful Miss Holzmann, Doc's secretary, who, despite her maddening personality, piqued my interest when she instructed her husband to go to the library and check out Coronados Children. So I downloaded that book myself, and that is the subject of today's book club. Coronados Children was written in 1930 by Frank Dobie, and it's a book that launched his career as a folklorist. In it, he recounts tales of treasure hunters who roam the Southwest in search of buried gold, following the legacy of the Spanish explorer Coronado. These people, and he's talking about us, no matter what language they speak, are truly Coronados children. They follow Spanish trails, buffalo trails, cow trails, and they dig where there are no trails. But oftener than they dig, they just sit around and tell stories. That's me. That's Mrs. Holzmann. It's Ova. It's Doc. It's Justin Posey. It's Cynthia. It's K-Pro, and Cowlaser. We're all Coronados children. And while I'm hunting for Justin Posey's treasure, I keep circling back to something else. Empress Corolota's crown. In the Gold House, Ova said she stood guard in April 1939 as Doc Noss hauled the first treasure out of Victoria Peak before the cave caved in. So this is before the cave caved in, and he was pulling out all kinds of stuff. She said there were lots of crowns. One in particular weighed 7.5 pounds. It held 243 diamonds and one pigeon blood ruby. There were trunks of clothing, crosses, chains, and more jewelry than anyone could carry. And she said on one of the trunks, Corolota was written on it. So what sticks with me is that Doc kept the things that were not easily liquidated. He kept those things like the crown jewels in the cave. And sadly, I think when the passage collapsed, those things were lost forever. They were either buried or taken by the U.S. government. Unless he got a crazy wild hair and he maybe buried the crown by a mile marker near Hatch, New Mexico or something. In that case, it could still be findable. I think I'm going to make a part 2 about Dobie's take on what happened to Maximilian and Carlotta's bounty, because it's a really interesting take. He's saying that it's in Castle Gap in Texas. So let's go to part 2 for that.